Hey, shalom everyone. This is Yehuda here. Just wanted to kind of give a part two to what to expect in the Hebraic year 5778 and the remainder of 2017 and 2018. Just to kind of recap, if people didn't see the previous video, um, basically I said that the year is about reduce, reuse, recycle. Basically, using what you have, taking what you already got, and polishing it up, making it better. You don't need anything new, any new resources. You don't need to collect anything new or anything like that. Just take what God has given you and polish it up, clean it up, refine it, flip it, renovate it, and make it the very best that it could be. Just deal with and take the resources that God is giving you and do your best with it. I wanted to add to that that uh, in this year, it's also a year of refresher courses, a year of refreshment. I'm finding that I'm being drawn to books that I've already read. Some of them I've read maybe 5, 10 years ago. And even though that information is still in my brain, it's tucked away and locked away somewhere, and I can't retrieve it. And the only way that I can retrieve that information is to have a refresher course. It's just like first aid and CPR. If you're certified in that, every so many years you either have to take the course over again or you have to take a refresher course, just so it can kind of jog your memory, trigger your memory, and keep all of the important things in the forefront of your mind. And I'm finding I'm doing that with a lot of books. Instead of seeking out new teachings or new revelation or new things education-wise, I'm refreshing what I already know. I'm bringing it to the forefront. Why? Because when I study new things and when I seek out new things, the foundational stuff of the stuff that I've learned before, I need to have the forefront of my mind so I can build a solid foundation and kind of build upon what I've already learned. If it's been so long since I've reviewed it or that I've learned it, I've kind of forgotten some of the basics and I need a refresher course. So that's kind of what I'm doing, and I think this is going to be a phenomenal year to set us up for the coming years where we're going to be learning new things. And I don't know about you, but ministry-wise, I think God has revealed to me and showed me some necessary things that I need to make a part of my life. Remember how I said in my last video or previous videos that I feel like God has said that everything that I have pumped out and put out is basically garbage and is junk, and I need to take that and refine it and rejuvenate it and flip it and renovate it and put it back out there in the best possible form that it can be, because I was too hasty in putting things out. I was in a rush to put things out, sort of like I'm trying to keep up with the Joneses spiritually. I'm trying to put stuff out before somebody else puts it out. And in that drivenness and in that rush, it turns out my stuff was crap. The core of it's good. The core of it's solid. I just need to polish it up and refine it. I was just putting stuff out there that was half finished. So that's kind of what I'm in the process of doing. Ministry-wise, I had all these grandiose goals and dreams and things that I wanted to do for God. And first of all, my first mistake is it's what I wanted to do for God, not what God wanted me to do for Him. So in this visionary mindset, I wanted to cover all my bases. And basically, what I found that I was doing is I was spreading myself too thin. I was being a jack of all trades and master of none. And so I'm discovering and I'm learning that I need to just to hone my focus. Ministry-wise, it was like I was using a shotgun. And if anybody's familiar with firearms, a shotgun uses buckshots. And buckshots are these little tiny pellets contained in this capsule. And when it's shot, it just spreads everywhere. So it's a wide spread. It's not like a focused, honed-in bullseye target. You're just a wide spread and hoping whatever you shoot will stick. And you're shooting in a wide range and hoping that you'll hit something. And in this way, I was spreading myself too thin, and I was being very ineffective in what I was hitting. Um, my target was too big. So, with my gifts and talents, the Lord has been revealing to me what my callings are, the things that I need to do, the things that I need to focus on, so I can have a more honed and focused and more be more effective in my ministry and what the Lord has called me to do. So there's several things. The whole principle of the first century believers in Messiah Yeshua. Get back to the first century. That's one of my main focuses. And the things that are going to spring from that. And the things that spring from that is the relevance and obedience of Torah in the life of a modern believer in Messiah Yeshua, Jesus Christ, and things that spread, spring and spread from that. So that's one of my main focuses. So I'm revising the book that I'd written almost 10 years ago, Get Back to the First Century, and I have big plans to kind of expand that, not just stopping at a book, but hoping other projects related to that book will come out of that. So I'm not going to give any spoilers. So you'll see that as time progresses. The second thing is the lost tribes of Israel, specifically Gad, and specifically the Ibu people, and hence my two websites, abrahamsdescendants.com and hebrewIbu.com, linking the Ibu people predominantly to the lost tribe of Gad. But as well, there's other tribes that are included in that made their way to Nigeria and became part of the Ibu people. So if you want to learn more about that, go to the website. So those two things are majorly what I'm focusing on, and kind of a given for anybody that's called to as a teacher, and I'm called as a teacher, and that's simply to teach Torah. So I'm not going to stop doing that. So I'm taking my Torah commentaries from the past and I'm revising them, I'm editing them, I'm adding more relevant things as I've learned over the years, more things that I've learned, and I'm adding to that commentary and making it the very best Torah commentary that I possibly can. And I'm posting it in written form and in video form on abrahamsdescendants.com on a weekly basis. So those are the things that I'm doing. That's kind of the worldwide ministry. Those are my targets. Those are my focuses. And those are the things that I'm called to do. That's kind of worldwide. But yet, what am I going to do here? Boots on the ground. Bloom where you're planted. I'm in a very small village in the New Brunswick province of Canada called Plasterrock. So there's no messianic congregations here. I'm not called to start a congregation. I'm not a congregational rabbi. If every minister has the fivefold ministries, apostle, prophet, pastor, teacher, evangelist, my pastoral gift is my thumb. It's very small. I'm more of a teacher. I'm more of working in the other gifts more so than the pastoral gift. But I've linked up with Harvest House Tobic, and it's a ministry basically dealing with the common everyday people of the street, and it's a great ministry. So I've been preaching there on Saturday night services once or twice a month, and I've been teaching a weekly class either on Tuesdays or Thursdays. I just got finished with a 12-week course on how to conquer the spirit of fear. So that's kind of what I'm doing, boots on the ground, and how I'm ministering one-on-one in the real world with people. And that's kind of, my calling here. So I'm linking up with other like-minded believers and ministering in that capacity. And I just thank God so much for bringing that opportunity, because so long I lived here and didn't really have any kind of ministerial outlets here in this little village. So, that's kind of the worldwide ministry and kind of the local ministry. And that's kind of what the Lord has shown me. So that's kind of what to expect in this coming year. So I don't know, maybe some of this is relevant to you. Basically, renovate, rejuvenate, work with what you have, reduce, reuse, recycle, basically what God has already given you, and adding to that a refreshment, being refreshed and having a refresher course on all the stuff that you've learned in the past, and bringing that back to the forefront of your mind, so it'll set you up to learn the new things in the year to come. And so you'll have a solid foundation to build on. and also just kind of that focus on taking the wide scope and view of ministry and honing it down into a target, into more specific callings. So anyway, thanks for watching. Love you guys, and shalom and shavua tov. Bye, guys.